Good evening, students. Today I am going to tell you about India's economy. You all know that economy is the prime factor that determines a country's power, both in domestic arena as well as international arena. Today we would say how India is powerful in terms of economy and what are the policies taken by the government of India to augment Indian economy. Right. So before telling you about Indian economy, I would like to say that India was the 10th largest economy when Narendra Modi came to power in 2014. Now in 2024, India is the 5th largest economy in the world, and it is one of the fastest growing major economies in the world. That is why India is being given importance in the world arena. Indian government is taking so many robust economic policies that have facilitated India to become one of the great economic powers in the world, right? So Indian economy, to understand Indian economy, we have to realize that India is primarily a domestic demand driven economy, right, with consumption and investments contributing to 70% of the economic activity. With an improvement in the economic scenario and the Indian economy recovering from the COVID-19 pandemic shock, several investments and developments have been made across various sectors of economy. You all know that since 2020, world's economy have been shattered because of this centuries pandemic. This the COVID-19 pandemic has devastated the world, its people, its economy, its wealth, everything. It has destroyed. But India, government of India had taken many policies, many innovative policies that helped India to sustain and now develop, because many countries in the world could not take these kind of revolutionary measures that had been taken by government of India. Many critics in India are criticizing Indian Prime Minister for taking those measures at that time. But now people of India are witnessing the benefits of those policies taken by the government of India, right? So according to World Bank, India must continue to prioritize lowering inequality. Yes, like almost every developed economies, Indian economy or in India also, there is too much inequality between the top 1% rich people and the rest 99% poor people. So otherwise you can take in other words that top 10 rich people, while the below income or lower income 90% people in India. The gap between that 10% richest people and 90% poor people is huge, right? So that gap should be reduced. I will not say that it will be equalized, because it is not possible in today's world that there will be equality like socialism. My communist friends think that once again there will be equality in the society. There will be equality between both male and female, both rich and poor. But it seems to me that it is totally unrealistic idea, because it will never happen. Nowadays competition is at such a level that only those people could be survived who are working hard, who have a great infrastructure, and who have been struggling hard considering the global scenario, right? So it seems to me that this is a very tough time, and Darwin's theory of survival of the fittest can be applicable in India and in the world as a whole, right? So I would say that um, what what are some developments that have taken place in recent past. Some of the developments I would like to mention here, and I would say that what are the policies have been taken by the government of India to augment Indian economy. Mainly I will give emphasis on Indian economy, right? So according to HSBC Flash Indian um, uh, India PMI report, business activity surged in April to its highest level in about 14 years, as well as sustained robust demand, and composite index reached 62.2, indicating continuous expansion since August 2021, alongside positive job growth and decreased input inflation, affirming India's status as the fastest growing major economy. So in the United Nations at present there are 193 countries, but out of 193 countries, the major economy, there are some major economies, but out of all those major economies, Indian economy is growing at the fastest pace or at the fastest speed. Okay. So as of July 5, 2024, India's foreign exchange reserves stood at US dollar $657.15 billion. Imagine what is now India's economic position. In May 2024, India saw a total of $6.9 billion PEVC investments. Merchandise exports in June 2024 stood at 35.20 billion US dollar, with total merchandise exports of 109.96 billion dollar during the period of April 2024 to June 2024. India was named as the 48th most innovative country. India is now 48th most innovative country in the world among the top 50 countries, securing 40th position out of 132 economies in the global innovation index 2023. India rose from 81st position in 2015. In 2015, India's position was 81, and now in 2023, within 8 years, India has been able to reach in the position of 40th. So India's this advancement, this growth rate is really praiseworthy. Many people in India do not know, and particularly the political leaders, the opposition leaders often criticize at such a level, even not only within the border of India, or even some leaders of opposition parties, when they go out also, they at that time also they criticize Indian economy, Indian policies. Those things are bad, because always we should highlight the developments of India, and we should not defame the prestige and dignity of India in the eyes of the global leaders, right? So in 2023, India's ranks third position in the global number of scientific publications from the universities, colleges and research institutions. India, as many as research papers, scientific research papers are publishing, that India holds the third position in the world. Okay. In June 2024, the gross goods and services tax, that is GST, stood at highest monthly revenue collection of rupees 1.74 lakh crore. What happened when GST was introduced At that time, so many people started complaining, so many people said that it is a bad policy, why this policy has been taken by the government of India under or led by Narendra Modi. But now people and India as a whole is receiving the benefit or the dividend of this policy. See, in 1 month, GST collection, GST revenue collection was 1.74 lakh crore rupees. That is US dollar 20.83 billion. Earlier, there are many types of taxes, but the government of India, through GST, introduced uniform tax policy, and through this policy, nowadays many small traders also are failing to evade tax. Almost all the business people and traders are now compelled to give their tax in the exchequer or in the to the government, right? In this way, government's income is rising. If government's income does not rise, then how government will spend in developmental schemes, in social service schemes, and in beneficial scheme? How the government will provide benefits to the poor and downtrodden people, and how government will construct roads and infrastructure? That is why India must increase its revenue from taxes, right? In May 2024, the overall IIP, that is Index of Industrial Production, stood at 154.2. These indices of industrial production for the mining, manufacturing and electricity sectors stood at 136.5, 149.7 and 229.3 respectively in May 2024. According to data released by the Ministry of Statistics and Programs Implementation (MoSPI), India's Consumer Price Index (CPI) based retail inflation reached 5.08% provisional for June 2024. This is also a good sign. Foreign institutional investors, that is FII, inflows between April to July 2023 to 2024 were close to rupees 80,500 crore rupees, that is equivalent to $9.65 billion, while domestic institutional investors DII sold rupees 4,500 crore US dollar, in terms of US dollar $540.56 million in the same period. As per depository data, foreign portfolio investors FPIs invested $13.89 billion in India during January up to 15 July 2024. The wheat procurement during Rabi Marketing season 2024-2025 till May was estimated to be 266 lakh metric ton, and the reach procured the Garib marketing season KMS 2024-2025 was 400 lakh metric ton. You see the advancement of Indian agriculture. Okay. Now, what are the initiatives taken by the government of India? Actually, you see, in last 10 years, in the first two terms, particularly the government of India, led by Narendra Modi, has taken a lot of initiatives. Some have already started showing their results, and there are some policies I am very much sure that those will bear fruit in future. The people of India will understand the things which which the government of India made in last for 10 years. I am not denying, I am not belittling the other prime ministers or other governments from 1947, but the rate of growth, the pace of growth of India during last 10 years is very very easily visible. People in the world and particularly in India can see with their open eyes that what kind of developments are being taken place. May it be in education, because since in 1986 last education policy was there, which was modified in 1991, but after that nearly 3 decades after, national education policy was made. National education policy was made in 2020, which is very very important, but many states have not yet taken up and implemented the same policy, because I have read, I have gone through the report, and I have seen that it is the best education policy so far made in India, because through this education policy Indian government wants to impart the lessons on patriotism, on computing, on fellow feeling, on scientific temper, on love, brotherhood, sincerity, all these soft qualities, along with computing, science, technology, STEM, science, technology, engineering and mathematics. So the policy is one of the best policies made in India on the basis of Japanese education policy and Finnish education policy. Remember, Finland's education policy is the best education policy in the world, okay, the secondary education policy, and Japan's education policy is also very good. So government of India, the people who have formulated the policy have studied all the policy, all the schemes and all the policies are running in USA, UK, Finland, Japan and some other countries. On the basis of their study, they have formulated this education policy for India. This National Education Policy 2020. This is the best education policy, and I request with my folded hands to all the state governments to take up the policy and implement the same in toto for the development of the students, for the development of society, for the development of the nation as a whole. Okay, so now let me say what are the policies or initiatives taken by Government of India. In this regard, some of the initiatives taken by the Government of India to improve economic condition of the country will be mentioned one by one here. I will not say all, because it is not possible to tell all the policies here within this 30 minutes only, and but I will try to highlight the important measures or important policies taken by the Government of India in last few years. Okay, let me begin with the latest. In February 2024, the Finance Ministry announced the total expenditure in interim budget 2024-2025 at rupees 47,65,768 crore, that is US dollar 571.64 billion, of which total capital expenditure is rupees 11,11,111 crore, that is 133.27 billion dollar. Next, on January 22, 2024, our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced the Pradhan Suryodaya Yojana. Under the scheme, 1 crore households will receive rooftop solar installation. In last 77 years, since 1947, has any government thought of this kind of solar power installation on the rooftops of private houses? No. So this is innovation, this is uniqueness, and this is the extraordinary or extra mile walking by our Honorable Prime Minister. That is why I think for more than 100 years Narendra Modi will be remaining in the hearts and minds of people. The opposition may criticize, but the thought he has initiated will or could not be killed, right? You see the policy, how many people, 1 crore households will receive rooftop solar installations because India wants to increase its solar power or non-fossil fuel power. 40% use will be 40% by 2030, and by 2070 India seeks to introduce or seeks to bring zero carbon emission. This is the policy of Government of India. That is why Government of India has also taken a policy that is called Panch Mitra. So that is also a very good policy taken by, initiated by our Honorable Prime Minister. Okay. Next, on September 17, 2023, Prime Minister Narendra Modi launched the Central Sector Scheme PM-VISHWAKARMA in New Delhi. The new scheme aims to provide recognition and comprehensive support to traditional artisans and craftsmen who work with their hands and basic tools. This initiative is designed to enhance the quality, scale, and reach of their products as well as to integrate them with MSME, micro, small and medium scale enterprises value chains. Why this initiative has been, this PM-VISHWAKARMA policy has been taken? Because if India wants to become the manufacturing hub by replacing China, it needs to enthuse, it needs to encourage our craftsmen, our artisans, our small traders, our small businessmen and entrepreneurs. That is why Government of India has taken this initiative to inspire local artisans like potters, like goldsmith, then ironsmith, like these kinds of people, and those people who make kantha stitch or make some works in rural areas. So if these people can be encouraged and if these people participate actively in economic activities of India, then definitely India will become the manufacturing hub, and more entrepreneurs were given financial assistance, training and other facilities from the Government of India, so that they initiate or they set up industries, they set up organizations and institutions where instead of being job seekers, the people with affordability and the people with necessary skills can become the job givers. Instead of job seekers, the Government of India, particularly Narendra Modi, encouraged people or encouraging people to be job givers, okay, or job providers. Okay. So in 2023, the Ministry of Environment, Forests and Climate Change introduced the draft carbon credit trading scheme 2023. It is also a very good scheme. From April 1, 2023, Foreign Trade Policy 2023 was unveiled to create an enabling ecosystem to support the philosophy of Atmanirbhar Bharat and local goes global. I said that this is Atmanirbhar Bharat policy and Make in India policy. These are the two, these are the two great policies, innovative policies taken by Government of India to increase and encourage entrepreneurship and trade and commerce in India. Because if India wants to become a developed nation, then India needs to increase its economy, its consumption at local level, and its investment from foreign countries. Okay, and people's income also should be increased. Otherwise, now India's per capita income is very low, at around $2,600, which is very low in comparison to USA, UK, China, Japan, Germany. Right? So India needs to increase its per capita income, and at least 10 times by 2047, when India will celebrate its 100th year of independence. Okay, so to enhance India's manufacturing capabilities by increasing investment and production in the sector, the government of India has introduced the production linked incentive scheme, that is PLI, for pharmaceuticals, because India's pharmaceutical industry is also very robust, and India's pharmaceutical industry has the potentiality to become world's largest pharmaceutical industry. Okay, Prime Minister's development initiative to Northeast region was announced in the Union Budget 2022-2023 with a financial layout of 1500 crore. Northeastern region was neglected for many decades, and this government, from look east to act east policy, have been taken by the government of India for the development of Northeastern region. Okay, and another important policy in terms of infrastructure development is the Amrit Bharat station scheme for Indian Railways, which envisages the development of stations on a continuous basis with a long-term vision, formulated on December 29, 2022 by the Ministry of Railways. On December 7, 2022, the Department of Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade launched credit guarantee scheme for startups, aiming to provide credit guarantees up to a specified limit by startups, facilitating by scheduled commercial banks, non-banking financial companies, and Securities and Exchange Board of India, that is SEBI, registered alternative investment funds. Okay. Next, Telecom Technology Development Fund scheme was launched in October 2022 by the Universal Service Obligation Fund, a body under the Department of Telecommunications. This objective was to fund research and development in rural specific communication technology. This is the age of information and communication. Without the development of information and communication technology, no country can survive, and no country can develop, no country can match the global north. That is why Government of India has also taken up research and development in rural specific communication technology applications and form synergies among academia, startups, research institutes, and the industry to build and develop telecom ecosystem. This is a very good policy. Then Home Minister Mr. Amit Shah laid the foundation stone and performed Bhumi Pujan of Tanat Mandir complex, because India is a spiritual country since time immemorial. So India gives importance on temples and other religious places. Okay. In August 2022, a specific food processing fund of rupees 200 crore was set up with the National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development (NABARD) to provide affordable credit for investments in setting up mega food parks as well as processing units in the MFPs. This is also another great initiative for the promotion of food processing industries. Okay. In July 2022, Dindal Port Authority announced plans to develop 2 mega cargo handling terminals on a build-operate transport basis under public-private partnership mode at the estimated cost of rupees 5,963 crore. In July 2022, the Union Government or Union Cabinet, chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, approved the signing of Memorandum of Understanding between India and Maldives. The MOU will provide a platform to tap the benefits of information technology for court digitization and can be a potential growth area for IT companies and startups in both countries. There are some more, but I am not saying. And another very important scheme, that is Ognipath scheme, that aims to develop young and skilled armed forces backed by an advanced warfare technology scheme by providing youth with an opportunity to serve Indian Army for a 4-year period, and it is introduced by the Government of India on June 14, 2022. In such a way, so many policies and initiatives have been taken by the Government of India to rejuvenate Indian economy, Indian society, Indian infrastructure, Indian military, Indian defense, and Indian business and trade, Indian commerce. So I am not saying in details because time is very short. With these limited few initiatives, I would like to conclude here. If you like this video, I would request you to share with your friends and colleagues and students. Right? Thank you very much.